Okay, why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all, no, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
Yeah,
please, John, please.
The aides behind you. Are you comfortable with this term?
I have great love for all of the people from our country, but as you know, China tried to say at one point, maybe they stopped now, that it was caused by American soldiers. That can't happen. It's not going to happen, not as long as I'm president. It comes from China. This came out of nowhere and actually came out of China, which is the way it works. The coronavirus outbreak that started in China and is now spreading throughout the world. What's happened since the Chinese virus came about? This is the most aggressive and comprehensive effort to confront a foreign virus in modern history.
China and others have criticized you for using the phrase Chinese virus. How do you feel about that? Are you going to continue using that phrase?
Well, China was putting out information which was false, that our military gave this to them. That was false. And rather than having an argument, I said, I have to call it where it came from. It did come from China. So I think it's a very accurate term. But no, I didn't appreciate the fact that China was saying that our military gave it to them. Our military did not give it to anybody.
Critics say using that phrase creates a stigma.
No, I don't think so.
Good for him. That was Trump at his very best. How is it inaccurate to call a virus from China Chinese?
Is there a reason the president is referring to this now as the China virus, or the Chinese virus?
Well, I think he's talking about where it started. But does it help who?
The Wuhan virus from Wuhan is a virus from China that is a foreign virus.
I'm married to an Asian. I'm not engaging in hypothetical. My kids are, partly. Yes, I'm married to an Asian American. My kids are 25% Filipino. Of course it's wrong. But you can't just make an accusation and not tell us who it is. Who is it? Come and tell us.
At least one White House official who used the term Kung flu, referring to the fact that this virus started in China. Is that acceptable? Is it wrong? Are you worried that having this virus be talked about as a Chinese virus, that might
I wonder who said that. You know who said that?
I'm not sure the person's name, but would you condemn the fact
say
that
the term again?
A person at the White House used the term Kung flu. My question is, do you think that's wrong? Kung flu. And do you think using the term Chinese virus, that puts Asian Americans at risk, that people might target them?
No, not at all. I think they probably would agree with it 100%. It comes from China. There's nothing not to agree on.
It's absolutely wrong and inappropriate to call this the Chinese coronavirus. I assume you would agree with that.
Yes, China was the first phase. Korea and Iran was the second phase, with Italy, now all of Europe.
Dumbness is almost always the explanation for how they behave.